Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The rumor mill has been spinning at full force ever since whispers first emerged about Jordan MAILATA potentially making a move that could shake the foundations of the Bears' offensive line. And now, sources suggest that he has arrived at the team's headquarters to finalize what could be a monumental signing. Imagine the buzz among fans, the chatter on social media, and the anticipation building up in locker rooms and sports bars alike. The notion that MAILATA, a player whose name has been circulating with increasing frequency in trade and free agency speculation, is physically present at the team's facility ignites a spectrum of possibilities for the Bears' strategy in the upcoming seasons. Analysts are already theorizing how his addition could influence the offensive scheme, the protection of quarterbacks, and even the dynamics of other linemen who may find themselves competing for snaps in new configurations. From casual observers to die-hard fans, the mere presence of MAILATA at the headquarters serves as both confirmation of seriousness from the organization and a tantalizing tease about what could be an unexpected yet strategically significant move. Every step he takes inside that building seems loaded with implication, as insiders weigh the potential impact on morale, locker room chemistry, and the overall trajectory of the franchise, speculating about whether his signing could signal a broader shakeup or merely a single strategic acquisition to shore up specific weaknesses. Reports indicate that the atmosphere around the Bears facility is electric, almost cinematic, as if the very air is charged with the anticipation of an event that could redefine the team's identity. Fans are posting speculative scenarios online, imagining how offensive lines will realign, how blocking schemes might evolve, and how this singular presence might ripple across coaching strategies and game plans. It's not just about MAILATA stepping onto the team's campus. It's about what his arrival represents in terms of ambition, potential, and the message it sends to other players both inside and outside the organization. Could this be a signal to free agents, a declaration of intent to contend at a higher level, or simply a calculated move to stabilize a vulnerable position? Every insider account, every shadow of a report, is being analyzed with the precision of a chess master predicting an opponent's next move. Fans, bloggers, and commentators alike are constructing entire narratives based solely on the presence of MAILATA in the building, speculating about contract terms, fit within existing schemes, and how his experience and skill set might translate into immediate performance advantages or long-term developmental benefits. The rumor itself becomes a spectacle, feeding the ecosystem of expectation and conjecture that defines modern sports coverage. Sources close to the situation suggest that while the paperwork has not yet been publicly disclosed, the very act of MAILATA arriving at the headquarters is a strong indicator that negotiations have reached an advanced stage, possibly nearing completion. Speculation is rampant about whether this move represents a short-term boost designed to address immediate offensive line needs, or a longer-term investment in a player who could become a cornerstone of the franchise. The optics of a high-profile player showing up to a team's facility are powerful, generating viral social media content, memes, and fan theories, all of which amplify the perception that the Bears are making a bold statement. Analysts are dissecting video footage, parking lot sightings, and cryptic social media posts for hidden clues about the player's mood, interactions with staff, and even subtle hints regarding contract details or positional roles. Every handshake, every smile, and every comment overheard by onlookers becomes fodder for speculation, feeding a narrative that stretches beyond the immediate implications of a single signing. In this context, MAILATA's presence transcends the transactional and enters the realm of symbolic significance, suggesting ambition, vision, and possibly a redefined identity for the team, all of which fuels a frenzy of rumor, debate, and anticipation among the fan base. The implications for team dynamics are another layer that insiders are exploring with keen interest. How will current linemen react to a new figure entering the fold? Will MAILATA's skill set complement existing starters? Or will it force shifts that could ripple through the depth chart in unforeseen ways? Coaches are likely assessing how to integrate him into both practice routines and game day schemes, balancing talent with team chemistry. Fans are constructing elaborate what-if scenarios about offensive line formations, quarterback protection, and even potential adjustments to running game strategies. Speculation about MAILATA's role is compounded by his reputation as a versatile and athletic lineman, capable of stepping into multiple positions if necessary, which opens a wealth of possibilities that the team could exploit. Meanwhile, locker room chatter, while largely behind closed doors, is being imagined and dramatized by fans and commentators alike, who speculate about the immediate reactions of teammates and staff. This anticipation creates a narrative that extends beyond the field, touching on psychology, leadership, and the invisible dynamics that could define a team's performance. Every rumor, no matter how small, seems magnified in this environment, and MAILATA's mere presence triggers discussions that feel as if they could reshape the Bears' identity entirely. There is also the financial and strategic dimension that fuels ongoing speculation. Analysts and fans are hypothesizing about salary cap implications, potential incentives, and contract structures that could define MAILATA's relationship with the team over multiple seasons. The rumor that he is physically present suggests that agreement on these complex terms may be closer than anyone previously imagined, which adds layers of intrigue about timing, negotiation strategy, and even the influence of agents and advisors behind the scenes. Discussions online range from meticulous breakdowns of hypothetical contracts to fan-generated comparisons with past signings, all aimed at predicting not only the immediate impact, but also the long-term consequences for roster construction and salary cap management. In essence, the simple act of arriving at headquarters triggers a cascade of financial, strategic, and competitive speculation, illustrating how a single player's potential signing can ripple across multiple dimensions of a franchise. The narrative is as much about anticipation and rumor as it is about actual performance, highlighting the way modern sports culture thrives on speculation, conjecture, and the thrill of imagining what could be. Finally, part one of this unfolding story leaves the audience with a palpable sense of expectation as every observer wonders what might happen next. Will MAILATA finalize a deal that becomes a defining moment for the team, or is this just one step in a more complicated dance of negotiations, trades, and strategic maneuvers? The speculation is rife with questions about fit, chemistry, and potential breakout performance, each contributing to a sense of narrative drama that feels almost cinematic. Fans are already projecting highlight reels, imagining signature plays, and theorizing about the ways MAILATA could alter not just the offensive line, but the entire identity of the team. The rumor itself becomes a story, a spectacle, and a shared experience for supporters, analysts, and commentators alike, all waiting to see how this chapter unfolds. Even without official confirmation, the imagery of him stepping onto the team's campus is enough to ignite passion, debate, and the kind of imaginative speculation that keeps a fan base engaged, hopeful, and endlessly creative in envisioning what could come next. The presence of Jordan MAILATA has become a narrative event, and the world of Bears football will feel the reverberations for some time to come. The conversation around Jordan MAILATA's arrival has now shifted from mere speculation to a full-blown narrative about the possible transformations within the Bears roster, with insiders and fans alike dissecting every angle of what this signing could mean. Imagine the mental gymnastics happening among coaches as they consider realigning the offensive line to fully exploit MAILATA's athleticism and size, blending it with the skills of returning starters who may now find themselves adapting to new roles or embracing entirely different responsibilities. Social media is ablaze with hypothetical formations, fantasy scenarios, and debates about whether this move is purely tactical or if it carries a deeper symbolic meaning about the team's ambition for the future. The speculation doesn't stop at strategy. Commentators are dissecting his unique trajectory, from his unconventional entry into professional football to his evolution into a player whose presence commands attention, suggesting that his impact might extend beyond the field into leadership, locker room culture, and mentorship of younger linemen. Every rumor is amplified by the timing of his arrival, fueling theories about whether this is the start of a domino effect of acquisitions or simply a high-profile coup designed to stabilize a critical position. Fans are not just waiting. They are imagining, theorizing, and projecting outcomes that range from immediate victories in critical matchups to long-term changes in the identity of the offensive unit itself. The excitement surrounding MAILATA also raises questions about how his physical presence at the facility could influence the morale and performance of existing players. Will seasoned veterans feel challenged to elevate their own game, or will the chemistry shift in unpredictable ways, sparking tension or camaraderie, depending on how practices unfold? Analysts are speculating about how his unique skill set, which combines raw power with surprising agility, might complement or disrupt established schemes, offering both risks and opportunities. Every practice session he attends could become a focal point for observation, with whispers about subtle interactions, unspoken hierarchies, and even the psychological impact on teammates who suddenly see a new standard being set. Rumors suggest that coaches may be experimenting with unconventional approaches to maximize his impact, whether through creative blocking schemes, specialized drills, or tailored integration plans that leverage his physical attributes while minimizing the potential for disruption. Fans are imagining highlight plays before they happen, envisioning scenarios where MAILATA protects quarterbacks under immense pressure, opens running lanes with dominance, or even shifts the balance in critical games. The speculation extends into an intricate web of tactical possibilities, interpersonal dynamics, and narrative storytelling that keeps the rumor alive, vibrant, and endlessly compelling. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Financial speculation adds yet another layer to this unfolding story. Rumors suggest that the contract details could be structured to incentivize performance in ways that go beyond conventional signing bonuses or guaranteed money, perhaps tying MAILATA's compensation to specific achievements, snap counts, or team milestones. This sparks debates about whether the Bears are signaling a new philosophy in player acquisition and compensation, where strategic investments are balanced with accountability and measurable impact. Fans and analysts are poring over similar past signings, drawing parallels, and constructing complex projections about how such a deal could affect not only the salary cap, but also future recruitment and roster flexibility. Speculation about contract architecture inevitably leads to further conjecture about team strategy. Could MAILATA's deal be part of a larger, more ambitious plan to attract other key players, or is it a targeted maneuver to address an immediate weakness with surgical precision? Every detail, from rumored guarantees to potential incentives, feeds the narrative, transforming a simple signing into a multidimensional story that blends finance, strategy, and performance into a single, tantalizing rumor that captivates fans and keeps analysts debating endlessly. Another intriguing angle revolves around MAILATA's potential influence on game day dynamics and strategic versatility. Analysts are theorizing about creative alignments, unexpected positional shifts, and how his presence could enable the Bears to experiment with hybrid schemes that blur traditional offensive line roles. Fans are imagining scenarios where he opens running lanes that transform the rushing attack or provides unprecedented protection that allows quarterbacks to execute riskier, high-reward plays. Speculation extends to how defensive coordinators from opposing teams might react, as they study every practice and film session for clues about how to neutralize his impact. Some insiders suggest that even subtle changes in his positioning, technique, or approach could reverberate across the entire league, influencing how teams scout, strategize, and prepare for the Bears in the seasons ahead. Meanwhile, social media conversations are thriving with predictions, mock lineups, and fan-generated content that visualizes MAILATA in action, highlighting the speculative frenzy that surrounds his potential signing. This narrative emphasizes not only the direct impact of a single player, but also the cascading ripple effects that could redefine team identity, strategic philosophy, and even league-wide tactical trends, transforming the rumor into a living story that evolves with each new piece of information or observation. The human element also fuels speculation, as observers consider how MAILATA's personality, work ethic, and leadership could shape the locker room culture. Rumors suggest that his presence could inspire younger players, create informal mentorship opportunities, or even shift the tone of competitiveness and collaboration within the squad. Fans imagine interactions in the cafeteria, on the practice field, or during film sessions, each moment carrying potential significance that could ripple through team dynamics. Analysts theorize about how coaches might leverage his leadership qualities to foster cohesion, resilience, and adaptability, particularly in high-pressure situations or critical game scenarios. The speculation often touches on intangible factors: morale, motivation, and the invisible influence of a player whose presence is both literal and symbolic. By arriving at the facility, MAILATA is no longer a distant figure, but a tangible, almost cinematic presence whose every action is scrutinized, analyzed, and imagined, reinforcing the narrative that he is not simply filling a role, but potentially reshaping the very culture and identity of the Bears in subtle and profound ways. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.